What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video by Sal's Legacy Sports Cards. I hope you're all having a very restful weekend, spending some time with the family and friends. I know we got to spend some time with the kiddos at the mall today, playing in the arcade and eating at the food court and things like that. So it's just been a great day, very relaxing day, and I figured what better way to end the day than to drop a video looking at some cards. So tonight's video has actually been inspired by another YouTuber. It's John at Nerding Out with Cards, and I will put a link to his channel below. I was watching his channel a few weeks ago, and he had a great video. It was 26 cards under $26 for the year of 2026. And he went through just some meaningful cards. I believe a lot of them were gifts to him, or things he's collected over years that had some meaning to him. And I figured I'd go in a little bit of a different direction tonight, but to give him some props, I appreciate him giving me permission to kind of steal this theme off of him. And if you haven't looked at his channel or are not aware of his channel, you need to check it out. He's a great guy, really big St. Louis Cardinals fan from what I can gather, really big Ozzie Smith fan. So definitely, if that is your cup of tea, you need to go check out his channel. But I thought tonight we will use that theme and kind of direct it towards alternative cards of Hall of Famers, primarily from the Golden Age, that you can collect, or at least that I have here, that are under $26 for the year of 2026. And I know just from watching videos here recently of the National, which I didn't have a chance to go to, prices are, especially a vintage, are just sky high. And a lot of people who, are average collectors like myself, are starting to wonder, are we just getting priced out of the market completely? Are we ever going to be able to buy some of these meaningful cards of Hall of Fame greats, especially from the golden era of the 50s and 60s? And I really just want this video to show most folks that, there are other ways that you can collect these cards. Sometimes the base cards are just out of our price range, especially in high grade. But if you don't mind buying raw, if you don't mind buying low-grade cards, there are some fantastic options out there for you to get Hall of Fame greats and not break the bank. So I figured that's what we go over tonight. So we have 26 cards for you, and I have them broken down in 3 different areas from the 50s and 60s. And the first one is subset cards. So again, if you're thinking of, a base Mickey Mantle or Hank Aaron or any other great Willie Mays from the 50s and 60s. I mean, most of those cards, again, are going to run you hundreds of dollars, if not into the 4 figures if you want a mid to even high-grade card. So let's go over some cards of these guys in subsets of the 50s and 60s sets that you can gather as well. So one of the subsets through that era that I really enjoy collecting are the All-Star cards. And I think I mentioned in my last video that the 1958 Topps All-Star set is one of my favorite. I just love the background, great checklist of players, and I think I only have 2 left I still need to get from that set. Ted Williams is one of them, and I think the Willie Mays actually is the other one. So hopefully I'll get those 2 at some point and be able to complete that set. But, there are some other, Frank Robinson, everyone knows him. He's a fantastic player, 2-time MVP, won it in both leagues, AL and NL, and it was also the first black manager in Major League as well. So very prominent player, fantastic player as well. But he, for most people, is considered kind of a second-tier Hall of Famer. His card value is just not there. So fantastic early playing days card of his. Actually, this is the second-year card. His rookie year was in 1957. But you can get this All-Star card of his, which looks fantastic, for under $25 all day, every day. So this is one of my favorite cards of his. He's pretty young looking in this card, obviously. And again, I love the background. So that is one card under $26 that you can get pretty easily. Second being a Luis Aparicio. Again, not a household name, but I mean, still a Hall of Famer. And you can get this card all day for under $26. So fantastic option. And again, I like to compare the two. The NL has the blue background that year and the AL has a red background. But I would suggest really looking into these All-Star cards, especially from 58. And then even other years, the All-Star cards. This is a 1960 Don Drysdale. My dad got this for me at a card show. Look at that centering. I mean, that is fantastically centered. Pretty sharp card overall. I think you bought it for $25 or show. At least the ticket price was $25. He probably got it for a little bit less. But just awesome looking cards. So these are some Hall of Fame greats, great names that you can pick up for less than $26. In addition to that, you also have checklists from the later 60s that have some greats on it. And this one definitely comes to mind when I think of checklist. So this is a Mickey Mantle. A lot of people assume they can't buy a Mickey Mantle card, you know, for less than a couple $100 minimum. But this checklist card, this is from 1969. I mean, it's technically a Mantle card. It's a subset card, but you can get this all day for under 15 bucks. So a fantastic looking card, and even unmarked and pretty well centered there, that's going to be under $10 all day. So that's a great option for someone who wants to pick up a Mickey Mantle card. Some of my favorites from that era are these in motion cards. Here's one of Warren Spahn. And of course, being a Yankees fan, we have a special place in our heart for Whitey Ford. So fantastic options here of guys that, you know, is not going to break the bank. I know these cards are off condition, but even in decent condition, you can get them for under $25 all day. So again, another great option for someone who wants to pick up, you know, the early 60s cards of Hall of Fame greats and not break the bank. And lastly, in the subset era, or at least genre of cards I have here, are the World Series cards. I know my brother, I might have him on the channel at some point, is a huge collector of these World Series cards. I think he's put together about every World Series set they have from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But these are just some of my favorites. Again, all under $25. This is a 1960 of Gil Hodges, just recently inducted to the Hall of Fame. If you want a bigger name, this is a fantastic looking card of Bob Gibson from the 1965 set. Great looking card there. And then we have Jim Palmer from the 1967 set. Awesome looking card there. And then lastly, this one's actually from my dad's collection. You can see he put the tape in across the top there, but Sandy Koufax. So Plain Days Koufax card from 1969. And obviously this is off condition, but you can generally get this card for under $25 as well. So that's a fantastic picture of Koufax. So again, 10 cards right there, subset cards that you can get for under $25 with some pretty heavy hitter names there. The other area of cards that I like to collect to get some bang for your buck are multiplayer cards, and there are quite a few options of this from the 50s and 60s. I'm going to go over some of my favorites here. So I have 10 of these as well, multiplayer cards. First being this Braves Fence Busters. Obviously there you got Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews, two Hall of Famers, and you can get this card all day for under $10. So that's a fantastic option for someone who wants to get some home run hitting power there on a card. Again, from the 50s. Next we have this 1961 National League home run leaders. You look at some of the names on here. We got Hank Aaron, again Eddie Matthews, Ernie Banks at the top, and Ken Boyer is the only non-Hall of Famer, but a lot of people think that he could get to the Hall of Fame at some point. So potentially, you know, 3 Hall of Famers, potentially 4 on there. Again, you can get that card all day for under $10. The 1962 set, you have this win leaders card. Whitey Ford, Jim Bunning, 2 Hall of Famers there. That's easily under $10 all day. The 1963 set, look at these Hall of Famers here. You got Don Drysdale, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax. Fantastic names right there. Again, I think I got that at a card show for about $5. And also from the 1963 set, you got Willie Mays and Stan Musial. I see this card regularly. I know this one's slightly off center for under $25 all day. And those are 2 very iconic names, especially Musial, who doesn't have a ton of Topps cards. So that's a fantastic option for someone looking to get 2 Hall of Fame greats. Continue with the multiplayer cards. This is one of my favorites. I got this at a show actually for $20. But look at this. Home run leaders from 1964 Topps. Hank Aaron, Willie McCovey, Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda. 4 Hall of Fame greats. That's a great looking card. And even with that being very sharp and fairly well centered, $20 all day. That's a great option for someone. Next, we have 1965. You got Koufax and Drysdale, who anchored those, obviously, those Dodger rotations of the 60s. Fantastic looking card. I think that was $5 at a show. And again, even Mickey Mantle. I mean, I got this for $20 at a show. Again, it's not the greatest condition, but if you don't mind collecting slightly off condition and raw cards, you can get this for $20, $25. Mickey Mantle, Harmon Killebrew, 2 Hall of Fame greats. Fantastic looking card. I love this one as well. 4 Hall of Famers here, 1967 Topps. Pitching leaders, you got Koufax, Marichal, Gibson, Gaylord Perry, 4 Hall of Famers. Great looking card there. I think that was about $5 at a show. And lastly, I got this at Strongsville last year for $10. Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, and Richie Allen. RBI leaders from 1967 Topps. Great card. Great card. $10 for this for 3 great Hall of Famers on there. Unbelievable. So far we've covered 20 cards or 20 options of cards that you can get for under $25 easily. And then lastly, I'm going to have 6 cards of, I would say, alternative sets maybe, or just less well-known sets. And 2 of them are these postcards. Now, these are ones that my dad bought me. And if you've looked through the checklist of some of these post sets, and I think they had them in the early 60s, these are from 1962, some fantastic names. I mean, usually, you know, they're going to get authentic if you grade them, or they're a little bit jagged because they had to be cut off a cereal box by kids. But Hank Aaron and Yogi Berra, under $20 all day. Those are playing days cards of 2 Hall of Fame greats for under $20. That's fantastic. I showed this in my Strongsville pickup from this year. Here's a game playing card. 1962 Roger Maris. This is the year after he broke Babe Ruth's home run record. But again, it was $5. $5 at a show. So be open to looking for alternative sets and different options for buying Hall of Fame greats. And of course, he's not a Hall of Famer. Hopefully one day he will be. But again, household name, left his mark on baseball. $5 for a playing days Maris card. A lesser known set from the early 60s, and one that I think is easily forgotten, is his 1963 Fleer. I mean, they have a great checklist here. My dad bought a bunch of these for me when we first got back into collecting. This is a Bob Gibson. Again, slightly off center, but I mean, I know for a fact he paid under $20 for this card, but that's a fantastic looking card of Bob Gibson. Fantastic looking card. So I think in this set, they've got, you know, Clemente and I believe Mays has a card and things like that as well. So looking at these 63 Fleers, fantastic looking cards. And lastly, I mean, I know this isn't an alternative set. I guess maybe it would fit into the subset variation. But these game cards from 1969 Topps. We got a Roberto Clemente, Rod Carew, fantastic names there, under $20 all day. I just looked up the Clemente the other day. You can get them in high grade for around $100, but raw, and this one's slightly off center, it'll be $25, maybe $30 at most, and a Rod Carew is definitely under $20. So again, really great checklist. I was, again, as I was looking today, I saw the Pete Rose from this set. It was going for $1 on an auction, which I probably should throw a bid out there. So, you know, it's just, I don't want collectors to be thinking, you know, with the prices going crazy at the National and with the price of vintage, especially iconic cards, just going through the roof, thinking like I'm never going to be able to buy cards of Hall of Fame greats. There are options out there. You just have to get a little bit creative. And again, don't always be, you know, so hamstrung by it has to be perfect quality. Sometimes a little bit of edge wear, little rounded corners just gives the card a little bit of character and lets it know that, you know, lets you know that someone has loved that card or put it in their binders or whatever they collected it back in the day. And there are just some really great options of cards out there that won't break the bank. So I appreciate John, again, from Nerding Out with Cards, for letting me use this theme for a video. Again, check out his channel. I will put a link to his channel down in the description. And again, if you... Sorry about that. My phone actually ran out of juice. So appreciate you guys joining for the video today. I encourage you to like or subscribe if you haven't done so. And I look forward to churning out more videos like this. So have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.